this to say. We're still in a rebuilding phase. We're still collecting assets to the draft. We're still there. We're not at a point where we feel like we can go for it. We're progressing, and I hope to be there sooner than later. If you're talking about like the trades for like the Brinket,
Yeah.
they signed who's the vet they got last year, right? That's a contract now that people find out he's kind of getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're turning a curve at some point, right, with that type of signing, but then he goes out there and says they're still in the rebuilding phase.
Yeah.
We're still collecting assets through the draft.
Yeah.
Like at the draft, like I don't know, bro.
What?
We were talking about if they get to bring it, they're going to the playoffs.
I still think they're going to go to the playoffs.
This year, with him or without him?
Yeah, with him or without him, I think they'll make the playoffs this year. It's just they're not. That's not what Steve Yzerman. His goal isn't to make the playoffs. Steve Yzerman's goal is not to bring the Red Wings to the playoffs. Steve Yzerman's goal is to win Stanley Cups. So that's what he's basing it off of. He's not basing it off of, oh, maybe we'll sneak into the playoffs this year and then we're contending. No, his contention is to be one of the best teams in the league and win Stanley Cups. That's what contending is for Steve Yzerman. That's what he's focused on. And no, they're not there yet. They don't have the pieces. They don't have 1C. They don't have a 40-goal scorer. You like what you get with Larkin. You like what Raymond might give you. You like how your defense is shaping up. But no, they're still at least 3 pieces away from being in cup contention.
But 3 pieces feels like highly acquirable with the amount of cap space they have in draft or assets just to make trades right now too.
Yeah, not the pieces that you're looking for that would push you into cup contention. They're not going to be acquirable.
And there's a difference
DeBrincat coming here makes you a solidified playoff team, but it doesn't put you in cup contention.
But I don't even know if they're actually like pursuing DeBrincat. Like we know there's interest on DeBrincat's side. There's never been anything.
No, the Ottawa GM wouldn't let him negotiate contracts with any other team.
Yeah, but I'm saying DeBrincat. Like we know DeBrincat doesn't want to re-sign with Ottawa.
Yeah,
but there's been nothing of like Detroit's interest level. And to hear Stevie Y, because you're talking about them make the playoffs. Stevie Y is not even talking about making the playoffs or anything like that. He's saying rebuilding.
Yeah,
collecting assets. That's not playoff contention. That's still ending up in the lottery.
He said they're not in contention.
No, he said we're in the rebuilding phase.
Yes, and they're not in contention. And like I said, he doesn't see making the playoffs as contentions, as something to brag about. This is the Detroit Red Wings.
He said nothing about contention. Bro.
Making the playoffs is not something that it should be like, that's what you're building up to or that's what you're going all in at to get to.
I'm saying there's a difference between making the playoffs and rebuilding phase. Like, you're not rebuilding phase if you're making the playoffs.
They were almost
Those
in
are
the
two different
playoffs
things.
last year.
Like we're talking about like rebuilding phase and collecting assets through the draft. That doesn't associate with making the playoffs.
They could have made the playoffs last year. They were close. If Rasmussen didn't get hurt, they would have been in very close contention at the end of the year.